Hello, fam, and welcome back to another edition of George's Corner. I'm your host, George Lee Jones. Let's get started. Before I give you the topic, I have a couple of stories that I want to tell you a little bit after I give you the topic, so here we go. The topic today is don't let comparisons be your competition. Let me repeat that one more time. Don't let comparisons be your competition. What I mean is this: if you have a friend or someone you see who's doing very well, seems to have a very lucrative life or standard of living because of what they do as a profession, talent, or what have you, don't get yourself all uptight, depressed, and upset and cause yourself a very arduous competition because you're trying to compare yourself with someone else's life. You are a uniquely created, made individual in and of yourself. Find your own gifts, your own talents, and please don't let comparisons of other people's lives create competition for you. Okay? Now, I want to tell you a quick story. The first one, I had a conversation with my brother recently. He texted me, "Hey, how are you doing?" Of course, I text back, "I'm doing great and I'm happy!" Exclamation point. At this point, he picks up the phone and calls me instead of texting me back and says, "Hey, that's good. You're doing great and you're happy. Does that mean you're happy all the time?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm happy all the time." I said, "However, let me explain. You asked me how was I doing, not how was I feeling." At that very moment that he texted me, I was feeling a little bit melancholy. Didn't know why. Um, I just was. Just didn't feel like the day was going to produce anything great for me. So at that moment, I was feeling melancholy or a little sad. However, because he asked me how I was doing, I had activity in my limbs. I'm able to breathe, see, taste, smell. You get the point. So I'm doing great. So he says, "Well, what's the difference between doing and feeling?" I said, "Well, feeling is expressing my emotions. uh, they change throughout the day. I can be feeling sad at one moment, I can be happy at the next, I can be frustrated at the other, or I can even be mad at an individual. However, my goal in my home is always to be happy. So that's why I said I'm happy, because regardless of how I'm feeling throughout the day, my goal is to be happy. And remember what I said in earlier George's Corners is that you make a choice of how you want your life to be. Every day as an individual, when you wake up, you have the choice to re-choose. So if you failed yesterday, then today's a new day to recreate something new, something fresh, something positive, something for your own good. Okay? So that's the difference between doing. Most of you are doing great because you can walk, talk, smell, run. You get the picture. How you're feeling will fluctuate throughout the day. So you can make a conscious choice, like myself, and decide how you want to be all day and make that, I call it, your default page for those of you who are computer literate. I choose to be happy. You can choose to be funny. You can choose to be amusing. Whatever verb you want to give it is totally up to you. Keep that in mind, okay? Next, I had a conversation with someone just before getting here, and with a gentleman who was telling me about a guy that he just recently met. And he says, "Hey, let me tell you something. This guy, he just got here from London. He graduated, and he was saying that he's looking for a job and that he doesn't know what to do with himself because he's been on a ton of interviews and so forth." And he said, what I told him at that point was, having that British accent, and oh, I forgot to mention, he used to be a world-class soccer player. So this gentleman said to this guy, "I tell you what, instead of looking for a job, why don't you be a company?" Gentleman looks at him and goes, "What are you talking about? Be a company." He goes, "I just told you, I just graduated from college." And he goes, "I heard you." He says, "But you also said that you couldn't find a job. So be a company." So of course the guy says, "Okay, what are you talking about?" And this gentleman I'm talking to says, "Hey, listen, this is what you do. Go get you some business cards and say that you're an expert at soccer and just start passing them out." And he says, "And have the confidence in yourself and your abilities as a soccer player that you can teach other people to do the exact same thing you do." Fast forward, a couple weeks goes by, he hasn't seen the gentleman. All of a sudden, he tells me, I look on my Facebook page, and this gentleman has left this message, says, "Thank you." I won't say the person's name. He wants anonymity. I want to keep it that way. He says, "Thank you because you helped me create a business." He says, "I was looking for a job when ultimately, when I looked in the mirror, there was a company waiting to happen." This gentleman now has students that he's teaching, coaching, and making a living because someone else saw in him what he didn't see in yourself. Surround yourself with people who are positive thinkers, positive teachers, preachers, and people who nurture you. That's the word. I'm going to talk about that on another show. But be around people who nurture you and help you grow. Okay? That's all I have to say today. I feel good telling you guys that. Always love yourselves. Be good, kind, and great to others. And always, always be learning something new. Until next time, I'm your host, George Lee Jones. Be blessed. Keep a smile on your face. And whenever you feel depressed before I go, make somebody else happy, and you'll forget all about the problems you thought you had. Because remember, perception is reality. Perceive greatness, and you'll be good at everything. God bless. Peace.